Nigerian old money didn't start with oil or modern billionaires. Long before and after independence, families were building dynasties through trade and enterprise, passing down wealth and power for generations. These old families laid the foundation of Nigeria's economy, and their legacies still shape the nation today. In this video, we will take you through a list of Nigeria's most prominent old money families whose influence lives on. The Dantata family. Al-Hassan Dantata, a Kano merchant and grandfather of Aliko Dangote, was a giant in the groundnut and cola trade. While others sewed in baskets, he used donkeys and camels to move bulk produce across the Sahara. With the arrival of railroads and steamships, he chartered entire ships, turning a local crop into an international fortune. By the 1940s, the British United Africa Company depended on him as their largest supplier. He also traded cola, cattle, clothes, beads, stones, and grains. In 1929, he famously deposited 20 camel loads of silver coins in the Bank of West Africa. At his death, he was the richest man in British West Africa. His son, Sanusi Dantata, expanded into transport, real estate, and construction, becoming Nigeria's biggest licensed groundnut buyer in the 1960s with over 200 agents, while giving generously to the poor. Today, his grandson, Aliko Dangote, stands as Africa's richest man, a testament to a legacy of wealth and enterprise that spans generations. The Louis Ojukwu family. While the Dantata thrive in the north, in eastern Nigeria, Sir Louis Odumegwu Ojukwu carved out his own empire. According to Forbes, shortly before Nigeria's independence in 1960, Louis Odumegwu Ojukwu was reportedly Nigeria's first billionaire. Born in 1909, he started like many others, trading textile and cash crops, but he didn't stop there. After completing his primary education in Asaba and secondary education at Hope Waddell Training Institute in Calabar, he moved to Lagos in 1929 and began his career as a tire sales clerk at John Holt. When he noticed Igbo traders buying textiles alongside tires, it prompted him to open Ojukwu stores in Onitsha, marking his entry into entrepreneurship. By 1930, Louis expanded into transportation, purchasing a second-hand truck to move his goods, thus founding Ojukwu Transport Company. By the 1950s, Ojukwu's transport business had expanded to include over 200 trucks, making it one of the largest fleets in West Africa at the time due to post-war demand for West African raw materials. Transportation was just the beginning. Ojukwu invested in real estate, became a founding figure of the Nigerian Stock Exchange, and sat on corporate boards of giants like Shell and Guinness. He died in 1966, just a year before the Nigerian Civil War, and his son, Chukwuemeka Odumegwu Ojukwu, would later become the leader of the secessionist state of Biafra. The Otedola family. In Lagos, Sir Michael Otedola laid early foundations, starting as a journalist and eventually becoming governor, giving his family both capital and publicity. His son, Femi Otedola, leaned into opportunity by building Zenon Petroleum, which dominated oil distribution, then acquired Fort Oil, solidifying control over downstream operations. Finally, he pivoted into power generations via Geregu Power, transforming energy supply in Nigeria. The Otedolas extended their influence beyond business by tying wealth to culture. Tolani became a singer, Florence, DJ Copy, a celebrity DJ, and Temi, an actress, married to musician Mr. Eze. On May 5, 2014, Sir Michael Otedola passed away at his home in Ekpe, Lagos, his hometown, and following his demise, the Michael Otedola College of Primary Education was named after him. The Ibru family. Journeying to Delta State to Agbara Otor, we find the powerful Ibru dynasty, one of Nigeria's most enduring old money families. Their fortune, rooted in shipping, agriculture, and real estate, began with patriarch Michael Ibru, who built the Ibru organization into a sprawling conglomerate. From frozen fish to hotels and airlines, the Ibru empire became a household name, while their philanthropy through the Michael and Cecilia Ibru Foundation funded education, healthcare, and community development. Even after Michael Ibru's passing in 2016, the dynasty has remained influential, with family members like Felix Ibru, the first elected governor of Delta State, and Gudi Ibru, a major force in hospitality and business. Today, the Ibru name still carries the weight of wealth, power, and legacy, a symbol of Nigerian old money. Arthur Eze. Arthur Eze, popularly known as Prince Arthur Eze because he is from a royal family, and his elder brother is the traditional ruler, king of Ukpo village, a town in Dunukofia, Anambra State. His name is often associated with the oil sector through his company, Atlas Oranto Petroleum, which is the largest private holder of oil exploration blocks in Africa. The company currently has 22 oil and gas licenses in 12 jurisdictions across Africa. It has assets in Nigeria, Equatorial Guinea, and several Atlas Oranto operated blocks. Known as the godfather of Anambra politics, Eze's wealth has allowed him to play a philanthropic and political role in Nigeria. His influence spans across the continent, and his generous contributions to education and healthcare highlight a legacy built not just on wealth accumulation, but on societal impact. The Abiola family. Chief Moshood Kashimawo Olawale Abiola, GCFR, popularly known as the iconic MKO Abiola, is a name that blends wealth with politics. Abiola built his fortune by doing everything: banking with GTBank, media with Concord Press, aviation with Concord Airlines, farming, printing, telecommunications, bakeries, fisheries, shipping, oil, and even a football club. He refused to be confined to one sector, and that was how he created an entire self-sustaining empire. At his peak, his companies employed over 5,000 people across West Africa. He didn't just make money. He built institutions that supported communities, created jobs, and funded democratic movements. Abiola ran for the presidency in 1993, for which the election results were annulled by the then military president Ibrahim Babangida. He would later die in detention after making an attempt to assert himself as the elected president. Even beyond his tragic death, the Abiola name remains deeply woven into Nigeria's identity. He was awarded the National Honor, Grand Commander of the Order of the Federal Republic, GCFR, an honor awarded to only Nigerian heads of state, posthumously on 6 June 2018 by President Muhammadu Buhari, and Nigeria's Democracy Day was changed from 29th May to 12th June in his honor. His children still control real estate, media assets, and political capital. The Indimi family. From Maiduguri, we meet Muhammad Indimi, the son of a hides and skin trader who rose to become one of Nigeria's oil magnates. Despite having no formal education, he taught himself English and began trading clothes in the 1960s with just a £100 loan. From there, he expanded into flour distribution, industrial supplies, and eventually struck fortune in oil. In 1990, he founded Oriental Energy Resources, an offshore exploration company that has since become a major player in Nigeria's petroleum industry. Through the Indimi Foundation, he has supported thousands of families displaced by Boko Haram, awarded hundreds of scholarships, built a petroleum engineering department at the University of Uyo, and even donated an international business center to Lynn University in Florida. Recognized with the National Honor of Officer of the Federal Republic, Indimi's estimated net worth stands at $500 million. His family has also become prominent, from his daughter Rahama's fashion ventures to his son Hamed's leadership in Oriental Energy, and even marital ties to the Buhari political dynasty. The Rabiu family. From Kano, we meet the Rabiu dynasty, anchored by billionaire industrialist Abdul Samad Rabiu. His father, Khalifa Iyako Rabiu, was one of Nigeria's biggest merchants in the 1970s. But when government policies crippled imports, Abdul Samad had to reinvent the family trade. He founded Boa Group, now a $2.5 billion conglomerate spanning cement, sugar, steel, and agriculture. In 2008, Boa broke an 8-year monopoly in Nigeria's sugar industry and has since built one of the country's largest cement plant, while also acquiring the nation's biggest edible oil processor. Through the Boa Foundation, Abdul Samad has invested heavily in healthcare and education, from building a 7,000 square meter pediatric ward in Kano to funding a Center for Islamic Studies at Bayero University with a fortune of $4.8 billion. As of 2024, Rabiu stands today as Nigeria's third richest man and one of the country's most powerful old money heirs turned empire builders. Okoya-Thomas family. The Okoya-Thomas family is one of Lagos' most prominent old money dynasties. Chief Molade Okoya-Thomas, the family patriarch, built influence through leadership in finance, trade, and governance. He chaired multiple international companies, served on key Lagos development committees, and earned France's prestigious Legion d'Honneur. The family remains influential in both business and politics, carrying forward the legacy of wealth, public service, and social prestige in Lagos. The Ibeto family. Cletus Madubugu Ibeto, born November 6, 1952, in Inewi, Anambra State, rose from an apprentice in the motor parts trade to one of Nigeria's most powerful industrialists. By 1988, he had moved from importing auto parts to manufacturing them locally, and by 1995, the Ibeto Group had become a giant in the spare parts production. He later expanded into petrochemicals, cement, hospitality, real estate, and oil and gas, with vast storage facilities in Lagos. Remarkably, Ibeto, who left school early, returned to complete his education at 48 and earned a degree in accounting at 54. Though absent from Forbes lists, his true net worth remains a mystery. His empire spans industries too vast and discrete to measure. The Briggs family. From Rivers State comes the influential Briggs family, led by the late Chief Olu Benson Lulu Briggs, founder of Money Polo Limited, a major indigenous oil exploration company with offices in Port Harcourt, Lagos, and London, arguably valued at $500 million. His wife, Mrs. Sienye Lulu Briggs, runs Rachel Hotels Limited, while his son, Chief Duno Lulu Briggs, a lawyer and politician, once served as Money Polo's executive director and COO. Together, the Briggs family remains one of Rivers State's most powerful old money dynasties. The Igbinedion family. The Igbinedion dynasty is Edo State's most famous old money family, led by Chief Gabriel Osaweru Igbinedion, the Esama of Benin. Rising from Okada village, he built a vast empire spanning real estate, mining, banking, media, hospitality, and education, including Igbinedion University, Nigeria's first private university. He also founded Okada Air, once Nigeria's largest private airline. Beyond business, he funded churches, hospitals, and philanthropy across the country. His influence extends politically through his son Lucky Igbinedion, former governor of Edo State, and his daughter Omoshede, who served in the House of Representatives. The Tejuosho family. The Tejuosho dynasty is both royal and commercial. Their prominence began with Esther Bisoye Tejuosho, better known as Iyalode Bisoye, a pioneering industrialist who started with foodstuff trading and later founded Teju Industries, a foam factory in the 1960s. Her legacy carried on through Oba Adedapo Tejuosho, a medical doctor turned traditional ruler and former head of Teju Foam. Honorable Adefumilayo Tejuosho, a 4-term Lagos lawmaker, and Senator Lanre Tejuosho, who represented Ogun Central and chaired the Senate Committee on Health. The Tejuoshos remain one of Nigeria's enduring old money dynasties. The Shubunmi Balogun family. Otumba Michael Olashubunmi Balogun, fondly called the Grandmaster of Nigerian banking, was not born into immense wealth, but he built a dynasty through finance and visionary banking. After studying law in London, he worked with the Ministry of Justice, then the Nigerian Industrial Development Bank. He broke into finance by establishing City Securities Limited in 1977. This was Nigeria's first firm to combine stockbroking and issuing house services, but they didn't stop there. By 1979, he founded First City Merchant Bank (FCMB), Nigeria's first fully indigenous merchant bank at a time when foreign banks held all the power. He battled for his banking license with persistence and integrity. Legend has it he earned approval with the backing of Vice President Alex Ekwueme. Balogun was also known for deep-rooted philanthropy. He built the Otumba Tunwashi National Pediatric Center for Children's Healthcare and funded scholarships and infrastructure in education and religion. The First City Merchant Bank later metamorphosed into a commercial bank as First City Monument Bank, which has today become a premium brand in the nation's financial sector. Perhaps the biggest legacy to Balogun's over-decorated cap today, his children, especially Ladi Balogun, continue the legacy as leaders of FCMB Group, keeping the Balogun name prominent in Nigerian finance. The Sir Mobolaji Bank Anthony family. Sir Mobolaji Bank Anthony built his fortune with palm oil, shipping, and luxury imports. A shrewd investor, he became one of the first Nigerians to chair an European company and expanded into airlines, oil, real estate, and manufacturing. Widely respected as a philanthropist, he donated a Yinke house at Ikeja General Hospital and a ward at the National Orthopedic Hospital in Lagos. Knighted by Queen Elizabeth II in 1960, he stood as one of the earliest symbols of Nigerian old money and influence.